Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in now. As you know, we are back to the love lessons where I take the topics in pop culture and teach from those issues and situations. And so I had a few people reach out to me about this situation with a young lady named WizardLiz. Not sure what the name is or means or where that comes from. Very unique. But she is a big voice online and TikTok. My wife had shown me her content before, and a lot went down. So I'm gonna give the bullet points of that and then teach the lessons from it so that you are able to watch and pay attention and some key things that you got to know. So the Wizard Liz, she was with a guy named Landon Nickerson, and she is massively popular in self-development and relationship advice. She's a creator with millions of followers. And Landon Nickerson is a YouTuber and entrepreneur who became publicly known through their relationship. And what they said happened is that Liz revealed that she was approximately 4 months pregnant with their first child. She then publicly accused Landon of attempting to cheat on her by contacting another woman through Snapchat. According to Liz, the woman informed her and provided evidence. Liz said she was devastated because the couple had recently been together, were engaged, planning their future, and presenting a strong public relationship. Landon's response, he released a video acknowledging the inappropriate behavior, and he admitted messaging another woman and called it a mistake while claiming he still loved Liz and wanted to be involved with their child. Why it exploded online is because Liz's entire brand is centered around self-respect, high standards, not tolerating disrespect, and leaving unhealthy relationships. Many followers saw this as the ultimate test of the principles that she teaches. And the public reactions, and I'm reading off my notes here, y'all, so understand that. Now, Team Liz, they felt that Landon betrayed her at one of the most vulnerable times in a woman's life. And they viewed the situation as especially cruel because she was pregnant. The critics of the influencer culture, they argued that relationship coaches and influencers often appear perfect online while facing the same relationship problems as everyone else. And they questioned whether anyone should take relationship advice from influencers. And then came the engagement ring controversy. Liz announced she wanted to sell her engagement ring, reported to be worth around $100,000, and donate the proceeds to single mothers. Later, she said there were legal complications preventing her from selling the ring, and she instead donated a substantial amount of her own money. Then the question is, did they get back together? Now, rumors circulated online after people claimed to have seen them together. Liz publicly denied that they had reconciled romantically and said Landon remained involved because of the baby, not because they were back together as a couple. The bigger lesson many people took away: the situation became less about celebrity gossip and more about a reality that many people related to. You can be successful, attractive, wealthy, and still experience betrayal. Knowing relationship principles doesn't make someone immune from heartbreak. The real test of advice is what someone does when they're personally confronted with the situation. So this right here, this type of stuff that we seeing happen a lot. This isn't new. This isn't exclusive to Wizard Liz. I mean, it's happening all over. I can attest, as an influencer who is a relationship coach and a matchmaker and life coach and all of those things, author of several books, and I can attest that we go through the same thing, and we're giving advice from what we've suffered, from what we've experienced. And a lot of times when we give advice, we're giving advice while we're going through it. And one of the things that we do is we may say, there was a time when I went through this, And we may teach from that thing, but that thing could have been last year. It could have been last month. It could have been yesterday. It could be in that very moment. So, yes, you should take advice from influencers because advice is advice. If it's good advice, if it's sound advice, but you should also know while you're taking said advice that the influencer has been through what he or she is teaching you about or are going through it. Now, the other part that a lot of people don't talk about, somebody walking back and forth from my window, the other part that a lot of people don't talk about and that is known and people say it, but it's not really admitted, nor is it adhered to. When you are a talking woman online, you are going to attract insecure men who want to come and shut you up. They want to come and get their rocks off on you. You have to be very intentional and very diligent. Now, WizardLiz, I didn't read anything about them. I don't know if they were married. I didn't pick that up if they were married. Um, okay. They say they were legally married, although they did not go through a traditional public wedding ceremony. They referred to each other as husband and wife in private and shared an apartment in Dallas. And so, if they were married, which it kind of goes to show you, and I want y'all to understand that losers don't mind getting married. A lot of women think that, oh, he married me, that means something. A loser doesn't mind getting married because a loser doesn't mind getting divorced. And a loser doesn't mind getting married and cheating. A loser doesn't mind getting married, getting you pregnant, and cheating on you because he is a loser. So losers don't mind that. And another thing that women need to know and understand about men is we will waste years of our life to take a woman through the ringer for our broken, fragile egos. Like a lot of women don't understand that men and women are not the same. Women always ask, why would a man get a woman pregnant if he can't be faithful? Because he's a man and he doesn't think like a woman. He doesn't rationalize like a woman. He doesn't behave and move like a woman. He is a man. And if he is a man and he's immature and he's weak, then that is how weak men, immature men, insecure men, that is how they move. They cheat on you all the time. So she found out because this young lady spoke up while she was pregnant. This young lady told from Snapchat. He had already been cheating the whole time. He didn't wait until she was pregnant to cheat. It's just the other women didn't tell. And because it's no sense to wait until a woman is pregnant at the most beautiful time in her life when she's carrying your child, when you're supposed to be putting your ear on her stomach and massaging her belly and her hips every day with cocoa oil and cocoa butter to help prevent stretch marks and things like that happening to her body as she's going through this beautiful experience. He on Snapchat trying to cheat. He on Snapchat trying to cheat because he's a lame. See, that's the thing about it now. One thing about it is you got to understand, does this man have any type of swag? Has this man ever been him? Has this man already gone through that type of stuff? When you get with a lame who is insecure, immature, they clout chasing, you have to be extremely careful because these lames will cheat on you because they already hurting. They already down. They already was bullied in middle school, bullied in high school. They was picked on. They was overlooked. So I'm gonna tell you, if you are a woman and you are online, you have to be careful. You can't trust. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't trust 90% of the men that approach you when you're a woman online, because the mindset of men, and this has been indoctrinated in men, is that a woman should be in the kitchen cooking, that a woman should be in the house, that a woman should not have a platform, a woman should not have a voice. So that's how men think on average. It takes a very evolved and mature, self-thinking man to think otherwise. So a lot of women are building brands today, and they're attracting men who only using them for the limelight, for the clout, for the money, for the brand. Because being a man is very hard in our world, in the sense of, I don't mean hard in the sense of just life in general, but how many men do you meet are gainfully employed? Like they work a good job, they have their own nice apartment, nice car, nice clothes, nice hygiene, nice aesthetic, put together, and he's not gay, and he's not a trust fund baby, and what he's doing is legitimate and respectable. You don't see that too often. A man, a woman can live without a man and be exactly what I just described. I deal with that every single day as a life coach. I don't see that too often in men. A lot of times, single men, when I'm coaching single men, they struggling. A lot of most good men, like men of character, men of integrity, who are single, they barely getting by. A lot of them do not have their own place, do not have their own car. Like, it is different for men. Men need a woman. And honestly, I think that's what God meant when he said, hey, this man can't be alone. This man is not meant to be alone. And yeah, although Eve introduced him to the forbidden fruit, I think God's original intention, he knew what was going to happen, but he just knew the man couldn't be alone. And that's the case for 90% of men. Like, the men who are single, got their own place, own job, own car, that's a top 10% man. Like, when you meet that man, he's not going to be easy to deal with. He's going to be confident. He may be a little bit cocky. He's not putting up with your crap. He gonna call you out. He gonna tell you about yourself, and he will give you his butt to kiss, because he knows that not every man can do that. He knows that this level and the space that he's on and the space that he in, it's not that common. Whereas with women, women look around at other women and be like, well, dang, she got a job, she got a house, she got a car, she got an apartment, she got this, she got that, she going to Pilates, she going to yoga, she going to this, she going to that. Like, she traveling, she doing solo trips. Like, women got a lot of competition when it comes to other women. Men, you ain't got no whole lot of competition as a man. When if you mess around, you get successful, man, you ain't got no whole lot of competition. Let me look at this man, Landon, and see what he looked like, see what he talked like, see what this apology hitting on.
Like, I'm not going to come on here and ask for your forgiveness. I'm just going to come on here and ask for understanding, because I made a mistake. But that
You ain't make no mistake. He looked like Gizmo. Yeah. And no offense, but you got to get that smoke when you're a cheater, especially you cheating on a woman. I'm guessing is your wife and she married. I'm looking at his nose. I'm looking at his teeth, his lips. I'm looking at how he wearing this chin strap, this here thing, how far apart his eyes are. This guy here was never him. Was never him. WizardLiz made a mistake by even getting with this guy.
I don't love Liz. I love her with my entire heart, and we have a baby on the way. And over the last 10 months, I have done everything I can to give this person all that I can to make her happy and do all of this, regardless of how.
And then he said, I've done everything I can to give this person. Why would you reduce Liz down to this person to give this person? That's passive aggressive right there. That passive aggressive. So he out there tripping. Y'all forgive him. There's my wife calling me. She just say the queen. I'll be right back. Hello? And let me go back to what that was. I think my wife was texting me about the event I'm filming. I ain't have my volume turned up. So y'all forgive me. Because she placing an order for me for an event tomorrow. Doing the WizardLiz video. And y'all, I got some time. Now, if you new here and you watching this and you've never been on here, I do long form content now. So it ain't a little short, little quick clip stuff that folks be used to. Let me go back to what he talking about.
I care. I made a mistake. And in the middle of texting somebody, I should not be texting in this moment of fucking weakness, like seeking validation. It's just a bad behavior that I can't believe I did it. But in the moment that I was doing it, I messaged that person that I was sorry and that it was wrong. And I prayed to God that night for strength and clarity to never do that again. That is not who I want to be. It is not what I had. Like, I'm not going to come on here and ask you.
And then he talking about he prayed to God for strength and all of that. Now, and then I see this WizardLiz 41-minute video, how to get cheated on, and from 9 months ago. So I'm guessing that could have been talking about the thing WizardLiz caught lying about her ex, illing her. Landon drops receipts. And now, let me go back to touch on that as well. So this the thing. He's a lame, but she also is not innocent. She also is not innocent. Like, so the term for her, she is an opportunist. Because I'm gonna tell you like this right here. When a real woman go through things, she don't go to the internet. When a woman go through things, she, like, yes, if you're a content creator, you got to go to the internet. But to go to the internet and say, I want to sell my ring, that's something you could do in silence. That's vindictive. That's like going to say, oh, take this. I'm finna sell this ring. And then to say, I'm going to sell this ring and donate it to single mothers. You don't care nothing about no single mother, child. Don't care nothing about them single mothers. Don't know them single mothers. Because if you care, you could have already been given $100,000 to the single mothers. So that is for clout. That is for attention. That is an attention-seeking behavior. Because yes, there are some things as a public content creator we have to share with the public. But the deepest, darkest parts of our lives, that is still intended to be private. Just because you are on camera and you public doesn't mean that you share every aspect of your life, because you know the people who watching you don't really know you and don't really care for you and will use what you say against you. That's common sense. So if me and my wife going through a tough time, I'm not telling y'all that. I'm not bringing that to the internet. So I'm going to be honest with you. The people who bring every little thing to the internet is actually they're actually narcissists, and they're actually attention seeking. And a lot of people like drama, and they like to be the victim because it gets them attention and it gets them more views and it makes them more money. So to be honest with you, there's a part of me that feels like that WizardLiz could have enjoyed, because I'm looking at the pictures of her and I'm looking at how she do her lips, how she do her nose, how she do her makeup, how she do all of this stuff. And I'm seeing a lot of vanity in her. I'm seeing a lot of vanity. And see, for me, I don't take sides. I call a spade a spade. I'm gonna keep it right down the middle. And if y'all don't know who WizardLiz is, y'all could go look at it and see. And then and so what I'm also seeing on her is a Jezebel spirit. I'm seeing a Jezebel spirit. And I'm gonna tell you now. So, for those of you who might have missed the latest live stream, and trust me, Liz was literally breaking down. She was emotional, she was crying, and she was talking about leaving the U.S. entirely. Liz did too much to them lips. Unless they natural, but they don't look natural. And so, ladies, listen. Ladies, listen. Y'all stop doing the most with y'all lips, please.
Take my child with me. So I had to spend my birthday without my child. I have been begging this man to come to Europe. I'll pay for your flight. Please bring my child. He refuses. And anytime I act like I don't care about my child, or I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'll act like I'm the only way I could literally see my child.
And so listen, this is the thing. She talking about her child and she want to bring her child to Europe and he won't sign. And he's saying, bring my child. I want to see my child. WizardLiz, visa denied. She exposed landing. And that right there from 2 days ago now. And all of this right here, let me tell y'all, this is a matter for the courts. This is a matter for your lawyer. Your people you talking to can't do nothing for you. They can't do nothing for you. So when you do this right here, this is what I call social abuse. This is only to tell your side of the story so that the other person gets attacked online. That's all that is. And then now he may take and do the same thing back, but that's what that's coming from.
Even at this point, I don't know what to do. I literally don't know what to do. Like, how do I get rid of this guy and still have my child? Because even if I can't get back into the United States, I'm at risk of this guy getting full custody because my lawyer said getting the child out of the United States is very hard.
Now, as y'all have heard, Landon filed this order against her after she left the country. Just imagine being halfway across the world and finding out that you've got legal papers filed against you regarding your own son. It is literally a nightmare scenario. Liz, or Liz Dijbraviola, yeah, that's her real name, for those who didn't know, is a Belgian influencer who basically built an empire telling young women how to heal and be confident. So
And I'm gonna tell you, she telling young women how to heal and be confident, and she not healed and she not confident. So that's where, yes, you gotta vet. You gotta vet these people. Like you gotta listen to what they talking about, and you gotta read between the lines because y'all forgive my wife text me because that's what's gonna happen. You get used, you get lied to, and you get misled because this the thing here. It's like why she got pregnant so fast. Like how fast did she get pregnant after meeting him? And why she didn't vet him? And if you got all the answers, you should not be getting played. If you got all the answers and you could tell people how to run men, how to do this, how to do that, you shouldn't be getting played, especially by no lane. I just seen a video of this man. He's sitting in a gaming chair. He's sitting in the gaming chair. So he one of those kind of guys. Like, what? You let that kind of man come and play you? Like, we ain't talking about Rico Suave. We ain't talking about Mr. It. We talking about overlooked, mistreated, talked about, bullied, all of that right there came and played you, came and finessed you, dropped off a baby in you, and then went to cheat on you. But this is the thing, too. Like attract like. He also cheated on her because of how he sees her. He see her behind closed doors. He see her when nobody looking. I'm already looking at her, and I'm gonna just tell you, as a man who been married 19 years to a beautiful, amazing queen, that own like a spirit, own like a spirit. Own like a spirit.
To see her this distressed, this uncertain about her future, it is a huge shift from the WizardLiz that we are used to seeing. And guys, I have been reading your comments, and some of you are being savage, but also maybe a little right. Like, one of you guys actually called this out on the channel about a year ago. I remember reading it and thinking, oof, that is harsh. But looking at where we are now, the comment said he looked way too timid and uncool for her, so I was disappointed when they got together. She deserves a proper masculine man, not a needy looking, pretending to be nice guy. He looks like an immature little boy. I mean, wow. But also, isn't that usually how it goes? We see someone who looks safe or nice, and we ignore the fact that they're actually just immature or not on our level. And then there was this other comment that basically backed the other commenter. This is what happens when you don't take the time to get to know a person before deciding in your head that they are the one. Relationship was doomed from the beginning. That part, we've all done it, right? We meet someone, we like the vibe, and we fill in all of the blanks with what we want them to be instead of.
All right, heard enough. Don't need to hear all her commentary and what she talking about. So there you see, right there. Now, here's the thing. It is a situation of they both, to be honest with you, they both the same. That's why I say like attracts like. They both are what you would consider lame. And I don't mean in a derogatory term. I just mean like different. They outside of the normal lane. But the thing about the reason why you can't see the same socially awkward shyness, immaturity on Liz is because women gets to glow up in a different way. So she has lip filler to the umpteenth power. She also has veneers to the umpteenth power. She has a face full of makeup. She could have also done a nose job and some other stuff in her face. You know, it's a lot of Botox, it's a lot of filler. And so it makes a woman look like she's this elevated, chic, all of this here. But when you break it all down and you strip the K tape or K tips, the extensions, the Giorgio Armani foundation, the lip filler, the Botox, and you take all that right there, the veneers, you're gonna have a very homely looking woman that then in actuality Landon would be more attractive than her. But she was able to elevate past his level because of the stuff that women can do. But when you just look at Landon, when he got his low cut 5 o'clock aftershave beard and his little hair, he's not no ugly guy. He look a little awkward a little bit now once he grew that hair out and he's up under that hood on that video. But he don't look masculine and cool and swaggy and all of that now. But just bar for bar, if you take, he don't have on makeup and Botox and filler and all of this right here. So if you take her and you put her at her bare essence, and it's not to say that every woman need that, because it's women at their bare essence really be out there bling blow and really like that. And so that don't mean that every woman need a face full of filler and face full of Botox and a face full of all of that. Like every woman don't have to do that. Like when I met my wife, she was beautiful without all of that stuff. she's still beautiful. Whatever cosmetic stuff she do, she's still beautiful. But when I met her, I say, man, this woman look good going to sleep. This woman look good waking up. This kind of woman I want. Like, I was specifically looking for a woman that did not need a bunch of stuff going on in her face and did not need a bunch of stuff going on in her hair. And so that's what you got to realize and understand with this situation. And that's why I try to tell y'all about looks compatibility. And you got to be able to break this stuff down. You got to be able to look at this stuff in a different light. And so let me take in pull up they pictures. And so you see here, they pictures. Now see, now he got a set of nostrils on him. He do have a mole schnoz. Got a mole schnauzer. But now this could be her natural nose. But it also could be some contouring or nose job. And she does seem like she do filler. Because in some of her raw videos, the lip is more puffy in certain places where it's uneven, where the filler is uneven. And when I first saw her, to me, she looked like one of the mukbang ladies that be eating frogs and stuff like that. So I never felt like, to me, it didn't look like it was a person of, you know, attraction. I ain't saying that to be rude or nothing like that. It just didn't give that. And then when you looking at him right here with no beard, that's when you see his true essence. That's what I'm talking about. Right here, she looked more like a white woman. In other videos, she looked kind of like an Asian woman. I really don't know what her race is. So she racially ambiguous. And then now you look over here on this picture, when she smiled and them lips even out, but you see how big and perfect the teeth are, the veneers, and then you see that smile when them lips even out, then it looks, you know, it looked good. And then so now he went to the beard trying to look more masculine. And right here, they looks compatible. Right here, they looks compatible. Different angles, you could tell a different story. He look a little different. But here's the thing. She got more followers than him. But this is what people don't understand. If she was who she claimed to be, she would have never got with him. Because he ain't had that that bling blow. He ain't had that it factor to be on her level. This that splat, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. He ain't had that. He ain't had that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. This that splat. So if she was who she say she is, she wouldn't even gave him time of day. You got to come with a little more swag, playboy. Because you look at him right here, this here stance, he got caught on this step. And how he gazing over at her. And look at that old stance. That old sassy walk. And so he ain't have what it take to match who she portrays herself to be. And this is what people is missing and overlooking. They the same person. They both insecure. They both was lost. They both was lonely. They both searching for love. But her external is bigger than his external, meaning her image, her platform, her portrayal was much more grand. It's much more grand than his. So therefore, let me go see how many subscribers he got. So therefore, it's one of those things. So the WizardLiz, choose yourself and walk away. So here she is still giving advice. And she's sitting here with these sunglasses on from 6 days ago. and choose yourself and walk away. You should have chose yourself and closed your legs. So you wouldn't have to walk away. Should have had clothes. You're talking about you are a beautiful woman. Now you hear what she's saying? She said, let's make this world full of single dads. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. She ain't got no sense. And this is what I be trying to help y'all understand. And this is sad. This is sad. But I try to tell y'all this. I've never heard a woman online giving relationship advice that knows what she's talking about. And the unfortunate part, the men who giving relationship advice, 90% of them don't live it. So it's not about what's coming out somebody's mouth. It's about what are you doing with your life? Are you living what you are teaching? So now the onus is on him, and it's let me make him a single dad. And she said, you know what? If you being blackmailed about your child, give him the child. That's unfair to say to women who actually love their child and actually care about their child. And like she say, her mama stayed for 20 years for her kids. Like, that's not nothing to be shame of, because when you lay down and you conceive that child and you carry that child for 10 months, first 4 weeks, of course, you don't know, then you carry that child for 9 months, or if the baby premature, to just say, I'm finna walk away from my child because the man is trying to do this and do that, that's bad advice. The advice need to be, ladies, before you marry a man, make sure you have dated him for 12 whole months and know for a fact who you got. Make sure you have inspected what you are expecting and you know who you with. And then be prepared to be single if something goes awry. But make sure you could check off every box. Make sure that after you marry him, that you don't go spitting out his baby until you are comfortable and you know that he's a man of character and a man of integrity. Make sure you done check that phone. Make sure you done check them emails. See, that's what women do wrong is you go in and your ankles is behind your ears way too fast. When people always talking about privacy and personal space and all of that right there, no, check that phone, check that email. You got to check that. When you finna give your whole life to somebody, you need to inspect what you expect. You need to make sure everything is on the up and up. Everything is what it need to be before you go, bam, turning out your whole life. And so now she's speaking from anger. She mad. And she be like, you know what? You can have that child. And she had to leave for her visa. But here's the thing. Could it have been that she thought she had her a lane that was about to get her citizenship? So she busted wide open and she got married and busted wide open thinking she about to become a citizen. But turn to find out he's a lame and he's a liar. So he on Snapchat trying to shoot his shot. She catches him because the woman tells. So the woman tell. Now, power to the sisterhood. That woman ain't have to tell. That woman could have cheated with him, did whatever with him, and say, I'm gonna keep this as a secret. And I'm finna spend WizardLiz money that he got access to because he got to pay me hush money. So shout out to the sister who came out and told, because she ain't have to tell. And then here go WizardLiz. Now she catch the man sending a message on Snapchat. And then she want to bring it to the public and air him out. And then she want to leave. You know what that let me know? She ain't never love him. She got pregnant by a man that she do not love. And she wanted this to be content. Because the only thing I'm going to tell you about marriage or somebody who been 19 years, you don't leave off no Snapchat message. You don't leave off an attempt to cheat. You leave when you find out he put hard pain in that woman and was power stroking. That's when you leave. You don't leave off an attempt. You don't leave off no attempt. No, you ain't leaving off of that. Absolutely not. Like, this is marriage. You leave off the physical act. But see, the thing about it is, she thought she had a lane that she was finna run up a bag on, using him as the muse. And that's also what led to that. Yes, people say, oh, you cheat because of you. And while that is true, two things could be true at the same time. People also cheat because of the conditions that they're in. People also cheat because of how they're being treated. And that's what a woman will tell you when she cheats, is that the relationship was dead, or she was being emotionally abused, or that, whatever, she was just in it and this other guy was being nice and she fell for somebody who finally was being nice, somebody she finally could talk to, somebody she could not be judged by, not be criticized by. And that's why she opened that door, because she was dying, she was suffocating, she was losing herself, and that man made her feel like a woman again. And that's what she'll tell you. And guess what? That's what a lot of men will tell you. But if you look at and listen to WizardLiz and how she talk, you can already tell. She hell on earth behind them closed doors when she get mad. When she get mad, you a B, you a sucker, you a MFer, you a I wish you was never born. I wish you go slit your throat. Like, you could tell how she talking. She ain't who you want talking to you when she mad with you. You could tell that. So understand that right there. Understand that right there. So that's what you got to realize and understand. Like, it getting real out here. It getting real out here. And you got to be careful. And this is what I tell people. This is the simplest thing in the world. If you listen to somebody online, look at how they live their life. Point blank period. Look at how they live their life. Look at the fruit. What fruit do you have to show for what you talking about? Show me what you talking about. I can't hear what you saying. Show me what you talking about. And that's the issue with that right there. People can't show you what they talking about. Yes, she said. She say, stop giving your life away for these men and for these children who are just gonna be ungrateful. I.e., her. Her mama sacrificed 20 plus years of her life to be there for her children. And she just threw her mama under the bus. And she mad at her mom and blaming her mom for sticking it out so that she could have a 2-parent household, so that she could have stability, or so that she could have more money to raise her to be a loudmouth online. Her mama standing in the paint, toughing it out because her life wasn't on the line. She wasn't losing her life. She knew it wasn't going to be no different, no better outside of that. So she like, I chose to lay down with this man. I'm going to stand up with this man. I chose to lay down with him. I chose to get pregnant by him. I didn't properly vet him. I didn't know who he was. I got to live with the consequences of my actions as a grown woman because my children do not deserve to go through this broken up, crazy, wild situation because I made a bad judgment. And so her mama chose the co-parent or whatever they had going on. And you see, she on here with 8.5 million subscribers being a loudmouth and telling these women what to do. And this is bad advice. What the advice need to be is the ounce of prevention. It need to be the ounce of prevention, not this horrible pound of cure that she trying to give. That's what it need to be. It need to be the ounce of prevention. So it need to be, ladies, take your time when you meet a man. Do not rush into a relationship. Do not rush a marriage. Vet this man. Get to know this man. Date him intentionally every single day for at least 12 months. Wizard, you need to bring me on your channel to teach this 8.5 million what you missed teaching them because you're teaching them wrong. You need to teach from your mistakes. Don't try to excuse what you did and don't try to blame it all on him because your legs was open for him. You didn't properly vet him. You didn't call me and ask me to read them for you because I would have told you about him. I would have told you he insecure and that he gonna cheat on you. He ain't never been him and you got to watch him. I would have told you. But you had your legs open because you had your nose open and your ears open and you were too ready. And then you got played. And then instead of addressing the situation and getting to the bottom of it, why are you messaging this lady? Like, that's your power right there. That's your leverage. For something to get nipped in the bud before it turned into anything, that's what you want. Because now he know, sucker, you can't get away with nothing. What you thought this was? You thought you finna get out here and cheat on WizardLiz? What's wrong with you? That's what you want. So now he licking the bottom of your feet. He running your bath water. Like, you dealing with humans. Humans gonna do stupid stuff. Humans gonna make mistakes. Humans gonna make bad choices. It's no man in the world that y'all finna get with. And ain't no thing finna happen. It's finna be an illicit message, or ill-advised message sent, or ill-advised DM sent, every last one of us. My wife found that on Facebook when we first got married. I wrote a young lady on Facebook like, hey, would you mind being arm candy at this red carpet event? And my wife had just had a baby and she wasn't feeling good. And so I was thinking to myself, well, if you go on the red carpet, I wouldn't need nobody yet. I had just wrote my book, hadn't even went on Oprah, none of that yet. And I'm thinking like, well, ain't you supposed to take like a hired model? Like somebody, like when you go into an event, if your woman ain't in position to go, she not in the body she want to do, you just, all you doing walking the red carpet. And I'm just doing it in Polk County in Lake Wells at the Hood Club. It ain't like BET Awards or nothing. And left my Facebook open. My wife seen that message. She confronted me about it. Guess what? I learned a valuable lesson. I learned, no, Tony, although you ran the Dazzling Dimes, and although you was a womanizer and a player, and although you knew to this here marriage, no, you can't trade women out like pawns on a chessboard. Like, no, you can't be married and just go ask another woman, can she be your arm candy? Like, no, if you can't go alone, then you don't need to go at all. You need to take your woman. And so my wife seen that message, and it was to a video vixen who get hired for stuff like that. And so, but guess what the lady said? She said, aren't you married? And I was like, yeah, but I'm not trying to sleep with you. This is just for a photo opportunity. So I'm a country boy. Like, I'm from Polk County. Like, I ain't know how that stuff right there work. And it was my homeboy doing a red carpet event at a club where they just playing. I don't even know why it was red carpet. And he put me on the flyer because I had wrote a book, but I wasn't nobody. I had wrote What Daddy Never Told a Little Girl. And so, and you see where me and my wife at 19 years later. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You not finna get into no relationship. And women get so ignorant about this stuff. Talk to a woman who has been married for 10, 15, 20 years, and she gonna tell you, listen, I had to go through hell on earth some seasons. Ain't nothing easy. You not finna get with a whole nother human and not have to work through nothing. You crazy. And that is how the devil is causing so much divorce, because people are delusional. You think you finna get in a whole marriage and live with somebody 24 hours a day. They got to look at your period blood. They got to smell your doodoo. They got to get cursed out. Y'all fussing and fighting. You going through everything under the sun, and you think you ain't finna have no situations that you got to work through, that you got to deal through from the man and the woman. When I tell y'all, me and my wife have been through it all. And it's been from both sides. It ain't just been me making mistakes either. It been her making mistakes too. I had to work through her mistakes. She had to work through my mistakes. That's marriage. But guess what? I don't tell y'all all our business, because a relationship is a house. You lock your doors, you close your blinds, you mow your grass so you can see the snakes. You don't bring everything to the internet, WizardLiz. You don't tell every little aspect or facet of your business, because that's social abuse. And when you do tell it, you talk about yourself. Notice I told you what I did at 23 years old. I'm 42. I ain't tell you what my wife did, because that's her business and that's our business. Now, one thing you will know, we ain't never had to sit and watch each other and then had sex with somebody else and have to stay there now. We ain't been to that level now. But we done been through all the other stuff. We done been through it. That's a marriage. That's what you go through. You go through hell and high water. You go through it all. And so for her to leave over a Snapchat message that disappears, that somebody he ain't even deal with, somebody he texted somebody or something. He said text, but the thing said Snapchat. But it like, what y'all talking about? What like, okay, address that. Now that's your leverage. Okay, you got to get your life right. When I went back to the streets and I said, hey, I'm finna go back to hustling because we just had our child. I'm finna get back out here and go to hustling. All of this happened in the same year. Me going back to hustling, me sending that Facebook message. All of that happened in the same year, in the same few months. I learned the toughest lessons about life and about marriage right then in that little bit of month. And my wife, she left me for 3 days when I went back to the streets. She knew she was coming back, but she had to send a message. When she came back, I never went back to the streets again because she showed me that she was willing to leave. That's how you handle that. You don't just end everything if you got love and you want to make it work. You don't just end everything. You say, what can we do to work through this? And then you're not gaslighting and abusing and social abusing. You go in and you do the work. And that's what they did not do. She wanted to flip this and use this for clout and use this for content when they could have easily worked through that Snapchat message. And that man might have never sent another woman a message for the rest of his life because he got exposed and got found out immediately. That's what you want. You don't want it to keep going before now he putting hard peen on her. That ain't what you want. You want to be able to nip that in the bud, get that out the way, get that done early. And so now she leave. She say for her visa. She leave for her visa. He say she abandoned her child. Well, the way the visa stuff work is you leave and you got to be gone a day. So if you leave and you got to be gone a day, then you get to come back. Now, certain visas, yeah, you got that 2 years. She was over here trying to work and all of that. Then yeah, that visa situation is different. But it's like she telling him bring my son to Europe, and he's saying no, come back over here, and then saying her visa denied. Listen, this part of why your visa denied right here because you online dragging all your business into the streets and you gaslighting and social abusing the man because you are hurting and mad and angry and upset. So it's a reason why the fire hose shoot out water and not fire. Because if the fire hose shoot not fire to put out a fire, the fire just going to get bigger and stronger and burn to the ground faster. You fight fire with water. You don't fight fire with fire. See, you got to play chess, not checkers. So if you love your child, you carry this child, this your child. So what you do is you finesse. You use your sweet nothings. Baby, I love you. Baby, I miss you. Like, baby, please, can you come visit me? Like, I think we could work this out. Like, can you please come over here to Europe? Bring little man. Let's talk. Let's go out. Let's get on the French Riviera. Let's go down to such and such. Let's go down to such and such. Let's talk. Let's work this out. Let's figure out a co-parenting situation if we're not going to be together, or let's talk about if we could be together. You talking about lame landing. That man a lame. That man, he happy for that conversation. But when you yelling and screaming and cussing and ML for this and, you stupid, you this, you that, you doing all that verbal abuse and you got all that air in your chest and you that hot, you that mad, you all that, right? Man, that man ain't finna deal with you. Cause that man feel like you gonna slit his throat. That's the energy I'm picking up as a man's man, as a masculine man. I'd be scared to sleep next to WizardLiz. I'd be scared to sleep next to her because of the energy that she giving off. Like, no, sister. I ain't gonna sleep next to you. All she talking about is this relationship, and she trying to relate it to a friend and to a boss. Just come on here and talk about your relationship. Just come on here and talk about your relationship. Stop giving advice. You want to tell your story, just tell your story. Tell what you're going through and stop trying to turn it into advice. You are not fit to give advice because you got finessed out your drawers. And now here you is an estranged mom with a single dad winning. And guess what? I seen this before. I coach people like this. I got clients in this situation to where they come over here to America, they get a man, they get married, they get pregnant, and then they get divorced before they get citizenship, and then they got to go back home, and then they can't get back into the country. This happens every day. This WizardLiz thing, but here's the thing. A lot of times it's the women trying to play the man, but they trying to play a lame, and they don't understand the makeup of a lame. That he's not dumb. He lame. He not dumb. He know you don't want him. He know you playing him for citizenship. So he finna one up you. He finna get a free baby out of ordeal. And he finna get to drag you through the mud, drag you through the dirt, dog you out, mistreat you, talk bad about you, and make you look crazy. And then you get online and you angry and you vitriolic. And so now when the child is old enough, the child get to look at their mama and see, she do sound crazy. Ain't she sound crazy? Like she ain't on here just like crying and sad and saying how much she love me and how much she miss me. She on here saying, forget me. She on here saying, bump you. She on here saying, I don't care about you, child that I birthed. Bump you. Cause your daddy ain't who I want him to be. Bump you. I'm gonna give you up and let you be raised by a single dad. Imagine when her son see this at 12 years old, how he gonna feel. All that air in his mama chest. And she talking like this. It ain't just what you say, is how you say it. She could have took this a whole nother way. So this is what y'all need to learn from. And we might have a follow-up on this. Because I'm going to teach y'all about this. I got a call right now with one of my mentees who pitching a business idea to me. But God bless you. Keep your head up. WizardLiz, give me a call. Give me a call so I could teach you. Because for you to be out here teaching 8.5 million subscribers, you need to learn. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? And we could do us a Zoom screen share or live and talk about this. Y'all tell WizardLiz, y'all who follow her, tell her, give me a call so I could put her up on game and teach her what she really need to know and show her how she going wrong with all this vitriolic hate in her heart because the man done finessed her. Hey, this Tony Gasson, all the important links in the description. WizardLiz and Landon, y'all make a donation to the boys program, Tony Gasson Family Foundation. Help us get these boys exposed out here to the next level, get them a college scholarship and change them in their family life. One of the parents wrote me today and say, son got almost killed yesterday. Somebody ran down on him with an AK, and or maybe it was an AR, but she said AK. And this is what I'm trying to say these boys from. So I keep that link in the description. We got a exposure trip, 2 of them, Nashville, Tennessee, and Chicago, Illinois in July. So if the Lord been good to you and you're not strapped for cash and all of that and going through, if you are, no love lost, no harm intended. God bless you. Keep your head up. I'm praying for you too, just like I'm praying for these young men. But God bless you. Keep your head up. All the important links in the description. And make sure WizardLiz and Landon, y'all get on the wait list for the Destiny app. And WizardLiz, you want to invest in the Destiny app, come on here. Let me teach you a few things. Keep your head up though. God bless you.